So I was thinking of things today because I actually, this is in July 2023, and I had to take Fredika to the doctors to have some x-rays done to see how she's doing with her foot that's been broken. Pretty complicated break, so they don't want her driving right now, and gives me a chance to be a dad and help out when I can. We went there and they did do some x-rays, and it turns out that I think what they're saying is they have to take other x-rays a month from now. I'm feeling good about it. Pradika's very strong. She's going to get through all this or whatever. But when I was talking to her today, I had brought up something about when I had first met her, or so many months after that. I met her when she was 6 months old. I think she was like 9 months old when Susan said, "Hey, can you go out and visit Pradika? I mean, she's out there by herself. She's on the Goodrich rubber plantation with her grandmother, Florence, and her biological mother is Tonia, who's a diamond person who goes out and looks for diamonds. A lot of stuff going on in her life too. But I went out there and I was telling Pradika, when I saw Florence, who was a pastor for this rubber plantation. Where did they have her put up? Very, dirt floors, no windows, but there were holes for windows. But she was the one that everybody came to for spiritual guidance, which was kind of cool. I said, "Hey, I came to visit Pradika. Where is she?" "Well, she's right over there. She's playing right over there." I said, "Okay." So I went over there and, "Hey, honey, how you doing?" She kind of looks at me. Now, I think she's 9 months old. I don't know when she started to speak, but she wasn't saying, "Hey," whatever. She didn't say much, except she recognized me, happy to see me, and she pointed to these 5 rocks that she had on the ground. And that's basically her toys. Those were her toys. She didn't have anything else. I said, "Oh, so how does that work? I mean, show me or whatever." I don't know how I said it, but she said, "Well, you kind of move them around like this." And I don't know if it's each one of them represented a person or an animal or something. I don't really know because she couldn't tell me. But she did look at me and go, "Your turn." My turn. Okay, so I never played chess. I don't know anything about any of that stuff. But she wanted me to, okay, if I can do, I'm going to move it over here. What are you going to do? "Oh, I'm going to move it over here." And she kind of looks at me with a big smile, like, "Yeah, that's perfect." Now, that was one of the greatest stories or thoughts I had about being in a position to be a dad and be somebody who was a part of somebody's life. So, very big moment for me. Anyway, and now here it is 38 years later, or whatever it is, that I'm still able to be a dad and help Pradika get to her doctor's appointment. I think they're going to release her pretty soon, and we'll still see each other, but not as much as we're doing now. And I have definitely not made as many good moves as I did with that rock, but that's every parent's situation. They all go, "I thought I was making the right move there." No, I don't think so. So at least I had one good move. So anyway, back to things that I think are important. As far as what was happening while I was there, I actually was just trying to adventure and be a part of Africa. I always wanted to go there and see the animals and all that. I went out into the jungles on my motorcycle by myself, risky stuff, and I got to a point where I looked up and I went, "Oh my God, those are avocados, huge avocados, like this big." I couldn't believe it. I said, I'm in a third world country. I love avocados. I have got to get one of those. I couldn't climb up the tree. Now, I can climb trees very well because I grew up in the country. Couldn't climb this tree. And I looked around like, what could I do? Oh, look, here's something It's a long pole of some sort. I pick it up. It's actually got a point on the end. I go, wow. Oh, anyway, so I go back. Whoa! I throw it at, well, it turns out to be breadfruit, which is another staple of certain cultures. I didn't know what a breadfruit was. But I hit it, and it turned around and came right back towards my face. I put my hand up, and it stabbed me right in the center of my hand, and then fell to the ground. Wow, I'm glad it didn't hit me in the head or in my eye or something, right? I looked down, I'm bleeding a little bit. Big deal, who cares, right? I picked the spear up, and I went, somebody made this for a reason. They put a point on the end, it's long. All I know about most things in Africa is, movies I've seen or who knows what, but is this a poison? Is this a weapon that somebody uses with poison on the end to throw at their enemy? And I literally went, oh my God. Now I'm way, way, way out in the jungles. I sit down, start breathing, going, well, I know if you have poison, you don't want to be running around because that makes the poison go through you faster, right? So, okay, I'm just going to sit here and I hope to God I don't die. But my hand started hurting. Well, yeah, of course it would. You just got stabbed in the hand with a pointed object. And it took me a while before I said, if I'm going to die, I don't want to die here. So I just started going back and going my trail and finding where I was and trying to get to a point where I can get the hell out of there. And guess what? I wouldn't be telling this story if it was a poisonous thing, but it completely made me realize I'm in another world out here. I don't know what spears are. I don't know what any of this. I don't know what breadfruit is. I did bring some back and I said, oh, that's breadfruit. Oh, what's that good for? Not a lot, but we can make bread out of it or something. Who knows? I was doing a number of things like that, moving around on my, and I can't remember if I brought this up in my last, when I was talking. I probably should listen to some of this stuff. And I think I did, because I came across what they call a monkey apple, a red fruit that, in fact, wow, was delicious. I brought it back. They thought I had gone to, the middle of the world or, wherever, because they've only heard legends of monkey apples. So I got one of those. That's kind of cool. Let's see where I'm at here. So I also know that, being in the jungle, I'm going to come across things that most people don't see. And I have to be ready to say, well, how am I going to respond to some of that stuff? Yeah. Well, if you looked at this, you'd realize I have no idea what I'm going to tell you next, because it's not, this is not a professional thing. But going and traveling and being out in nature was one of my favorite things. So I had other experiences, which is one of them was, and I started to talk about this before, is Monkey Island. And what Monkey Island was is just me going out again on my motorcycle, traveling, no road maps, but just kind of different trails I'm going off on. And I see a person in the water in a wooden canoe. And I go, hey, come here. The person actually spoke some English. What's your name? My name's Saturday. Okay. I'm looking for animals. I'd like to take some pictures of, anything. Hippos, elephants, monkeys, anything. You go, what about Monkey Island? Okay, well, what's that? He goes, well, get in my little canoe and we'll go over there and we'll see. So I go out with this person and we come to an island, and sure enough, there's these apes, chimpanzees, or apes, whatever. And they were really not happy to have us coming close to them. And the person said to me, we can't get very close. I said, well, I got a very old-fashioned camera here. I mean, it was an underwater camera, but it didn't have like a focused lens and all. I want to get some good pictures. I don't think so. Well, how about if I give you another $10? Well, he'd jump off the edge of the cliff for that, I think, which is not good, because then I'm going to jump with him when I do that. Okay, yeah, let's get closer. And so we get closer. The monkeys, they come out right at us, and they are not really happy to have us there. But I got a couple of pictures, and I thought, this is great. So anyway, we finally are done with that. We go back. Well, Glenn comes to visit not my operation. I'm still working for Hotel Africa then at this time, for the casino. And he says, so what's been going on? I said, well, I did this, I did that. I went, saw Monkey Island. He goes, Monkey Island? What's that all about? He goes, well, you won't believe it. There's these apes out there that are just vicious, but they're, but you can get close to them, and it's very exciting. He said, well, let's go. I said, okay. And I go out, and I try to get the guy with the wooden canoe. He goes, what are you doing? I go, well, that's Saturday. He's like, I know him. He's going to get us out. I'm not going out in a damn little canoe. I'm going to, let's get a boat. Let's get a real boat with a motor on it and all that kind of stuff. So we did. And they even warned us. They said, be careful. We're only going to get you so close. Okay, no problem. I can do that. So, cruise out. We get too close to this thing, and everybody's excited about it, and everybody's going, ooh, this is kind of scary. They're dangerous. I said, okay, but they can't even swim. As far as I knew. Now, this is the problem with your limited amount of, nature information, is that monkeys can't swim. Can they? I mean, well, what if they can't? But I'm thinking they can, so that would be in my favor. But we get pretty close, and they go, that's it. We're not getting any closer. I go, well, we can't even see them. I got closer than that in my canoe, and we didn't get any show. We're not going any closer. Glenn goes, no, it's not a good idea. I go, well, I brought some bananas so that I can get close enough so I can take some good pictures. And so the only problem is, at this point, Glenn realizes I'm going to be his manager for this gold judging project. If I go out and do this and the monkeys kill me, well, it's kind of the end of that deal for him. I mean, he's my friend too, but he goes, no, don't do it. You can't do that. I go, well, you guys won't get any closer. I literally dove off the boat with a handful of bananas, swam towards this island, and when I got there, I come out of the water, and I see them on the side, and I can't stand up yet. I'm still in deep water. So I swim a little farther, and now I can stand up. And when I stand up, and I've got pictures of this, and it would make a lot more, it would be more informative if you could see these pictures. But as I come up, there's an ape running, and I call it the running water, because he ran on top of the water. He was coming as fast as he could right towards me. And I go, well, I think that ape can swim, because anyway, so I ducked down, I started swimming as fast as I could, and I thought, well, by now whatever this is going to grab me by the ankles and drown me or something, and I couldn't take the anxiety, so I came back up, I looked, and it just stopped at some point where it was only like chest high. That's as far as they could go. I go, okay, so that's your deal, right? You can only do that, okay. Again, I got this underwater camera, but I can't get good pictures, which I did get some good pictures, but I got to get closer. And I know I've already played, here we go. You can't do any better than that. I can get closer. I'm going to give you a banana. And so I get closer and closer and closer, and the ape's reaching out like, give me that or whatever. Give me that banana. I said, okay. But I want to take a picture of me in my hand. Back then, see right now, this is the reverse, whatever. We couldn't do it back then. And this is like whatever I'm taking a picture of, that's the picture you're getting. I want a picture of me reaching out and handing this banana, so you can see my hand and the ape coming out and grabbing the banana, and then you'd see that it wasn't just some sort of Photoshop thing, who knows what it was. I mean, but you would see that I was there, and anyway. So I'm reaching out, and I see it reaching for me, and I go, okay, you're like a foot away. We get a little closer, and I bring the camera up like this, and I reach a little closer, and the ape reaches out and grabs my wrist. Now, these apes are, I can't remember the percentage about their body up here. They're 10 times stronger than us or something. But all I know is he grabbed my wrist with a banana in it, reached his hand like this, grabbed the banana, I got this picture, put it in his mouth, and then reached out, I'd like one more, please. Well, you know what? If you drowned me, you could have had everything I got. You could have had anything you wanted. And I immediately went, okay, you tricked me, and that's the last time you'll do that. I took the bananas, I threw it over its head, and it turned around and went back for the bananas, and I got the hell out of there. So, and it turned out what I didn't understand was that there's sandbars out there. So what I thought I was doing was coming up, and that's as far as they can go. Well, this other one had come around behind me on a sandbar. Meaning where I was, it was too deep for it to swim. But right next to me, the sandbar came right out next to me, and so that's how it got so close to me to actually grab me. So, pretty scary stuff. Here I am. And I actually made a wine label out of Monkey Island because it was such a great adventure, for me at least. Let's see where we are here. I know about, at some point, when I finally come back the second time and go to the